is Wednesday night. It's December 14th, 2022. A brand new episode of the Kicking Out Podcast coming your way, streaming live on the Kicking Out Podcast YouTube channel and Twitter page. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the follow button. Do all the above if you haven't already. I'm Tanner Lee. My co-host, Paul Zarman, Austin Shepard in the house to review maybe the biggest Dynamite of the year, at least the way they promote it, and the winner is coming. Heck of a show tonight. We saw some title defenses and the upset of AEW history, I would say.
I mean, I would say that in the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah. Didn't see that coming tonight. We'll get more in detail when we get to that match, but man, this might be AEW so far. Their 1-2-3 Kid versus Razor Ramon match.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty close.
So far. I mean, as far as a clean finish, I mean, I was trying to think back of big upsets in my head. I remember the Hurricane beat The Rock, but that was with the help of a distraction from Stone Cold. So
anytime the Hurricane won, it was amazing.
That's true. Still don't know how Shane Helms can do a choke slam. Never figured that one out.
The Hurricane is amazing.
He is a superhero.
Great.
Yeah, that's how he can do it.
Hurricane and Rosie, rest in peace there.
Oh, yeah. Man, that was a heck of a tag team.
Yeah. Talk about heck of a tag teams. We got to mention Final Battle.
Oh, man.
Double dog collar match, FTR, Briscoes. Every match these guys had in the trilogy in 2022 got better.
You might have to mute Shep during this one.
I'll keep it PG, Paul. Maybe PG-13.
All right.
No, I think you're right. I think this trumped every other match they've had. And actually, I think it was Wrestling Purist. They already had put out their Match of the Year candidates and Wrestler of the Year candidates maybe 4 or 5 days before that. They reopened Match of the Year if you wanted to vote Briscoe's FTR 3.
Yeah.
So I voted again.
Yeah, I mean, it's I have not watched the whole encore of Final Battle, but I've seen highlights of that match, and ridiculous what those guys put their bodies through.
Yeah, if Tony cannot get them on mainstream television because of something in the past, and we won't debate that at all, but man, he's got to be pleading with the Warner execs, like, dude, you got maybe one of the top 5, maybe top 3 tag teams currently right now. We need some exposure. We could put some asses in the seats, and we could sell some ratings here with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think he puts the title on them unless he's confident he can go on TV.
You broke up there, unless it was just my end.
No, you need to say that one more time, Tanner.
Did I? Okay, sorry. I see the Wi-Fi on my end's kind of going up and down, so I got love technology. I don't think Tony puts the straps on the Briscoes unless he's confident that he can get something worked out with TV.
Absolutely.
So how long does that feud run? Because obviously FTR's got a rematch title in their rematch clause in their contract. We know that, right? So
yeah, and their contracts supposedly end in April. I don't know. I'd like to see him take a break for a little while and run it back. Down the road.
One of the stories I heard is they were going to take a break from mainstream professional wrestling and hit the indie scene.
Yes.
They work a lot with that promotion down in the Carolinas.
Mm-hmm.
They worked with Bret Hart. They were with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
They can come check out FWF.
They could do that.
Get your checkbook out there, Paul.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Shep, you gonna loan me some money?
We gotta come up with a sponsorship. Rev Pro is another one. GCW is another one. Those guys are a little bit too much classic wrestling, I think, for those two promotions. Yeah. Not that they can have a hardcore match. They had it with the dog collar match, so they're not scared of the blood and stuff like that. I just don't see them in GCW with light tubes and shenanigans like that. But I didn't think we'd see the Briscoes there, and they actually performed really well and were a pretty big draw for GCW. But, I mean, there's plenty of indie promotions, PWG out on the West Coast. Man, I'd love for them to show up at Wrestle Kingdom in Japan somehow.
They are.
They are scheduled for that? Oh,
well, it's not official, but it's well known that they're going to be there. Omega's going to be there. And I saw Dax call out somebody today over New Japan, a tag team I wasn't too familiar with.
The only thing I see though, if they're gonna take a break in April, then obviously maybe they drop the straps in Wrestle Kingdom, which I'm sick of seeing them losing.
I know. But what a year they've had. I mean, the trilogy with the Briscoes, the match with the Acclaimed, the second match with the Bucks, the match with Aussie Open.
That was one of my favorites, actually. And I think it kind of gets buried behind the Briscoes in the match they had with Aussie Open.
Right.
And then I still say, and this is probably as far-fetched. If I would have told you this of January of 2022, you guys would have said you are on something. But if I would have put Dax Harwood up with the top three guys, as in Roman Reigns and some other guys like CM Punk or whatever at the time, for Wrestler of the Year, you guys would have looked at me like I had a third eyeball.
Yeah, I would have been like, there's no way half of a tag team is up for Wrestler of the Year. What are you talking about?
But, I mean, he made the ballot.
Yeah, and deservingly so. And
he has worked his tail off to earn some votes. So, hey, you guys know he got my vote.
He's got your vote. He probably doesn't have the guy who wears a medium shirt with acid wash jeans and writes a newsletter every week, but that's okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I went there. He's pissed me off lately, so I'm throwing a dig out there.
You talking about Uncle Dave?
Oh, absolutely.
I guess I've never noticed his medium.
You watch him on YouTube. He's always tightest shirts.
Yeah, the couple of him on the dark side of the ring was they were with his 5,000 million page messy office.
It gives me anxiety. It's everywhere. But right before we get into Dynamite, I gotta flash the goods a little bit.
Oh, here we go.
Once again, I defended it. Final battle. So Shep gave me room for my money, even though he wasn't in the predictions. But Paul,
and believe it or not,
place again.
The one time, the one women's match always kills me, right? And I predicted the women's match this time.
You did. Really, what helped me was the putting 7 on the trios and Paul going with Castle and the boys. That helped me big time because I hit my 7, 6, and my 5. So. Yeah,
and I picked Jericho. So
yeah, I did too.
Yeah. If I would have put more points on Claudio and Yuta and switch the trios, I'd be holding gold right now. Because Tanner would be reluctant to drive down here to bring it to me.
No. I'm a respectable champion. I'm putting it on the line at Wrestle Kingdom against both y'all. So there it goes. There we go.
All right.
There we go. And props to Shep for the
both
nights. Yeah. Well, we'll combine them. Yeah, we'll combine the 2 nights into one big prediction.
Holy shnikes.
If we know enough of matches ahead of time.
Usually with Wrestle Kingdom we do. The only match you're going to get usually a championship match. Somebody wins a championship on Friday, or is it Saturday, Sunday? I don't know.
I think it's a Saturday, Sunday.
Well, I think it's a Saturday morning, Sunday morning for us.
Okay.
Right.
Friday night, Saturday night for them. If I get my math right.
Okay.
Anyways, usually there's a champion. Whoever wins the championship on Friday will defend it on Saturday.
We'll figure it out when we get closer in a couple weeks.
There's going to be a lot of points available. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's going to be a shot in the dark, but we'll start off 2023 with a bang. Why not? But also props to Shep for the Swerve in Our Glory pick. Didn't see that coming. So
yeah. I did not see that one coming. Watching the stuff, how it went down, it makes sense, but I wouldn't have predicted it to go that way no matter what.
Sure. Boy, Keith Lee and his wife have been a little bit in the social media news of the last 24 to 48 hours. Mia Yim deleted her Twitter account. She took a picture with Austin Theory.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they worked together in Evolve with Keith.
I think you're right.
I don't know if they trained together, but I saw a lot where they were known to be really good friends. And then I just saw a bunch of negative stuff. There was one, and it's negative, but it made me chuckle. It said that, the only thing Keith Lee has accomplished is conquering catering in AEW. They thought he's put on some weight. But yeah, I thought that was an unfair criticism, and people, again, in social media, keyboard warriors are jerks.
Oh yeah, it's every week the IWC's out there picking on somebody for something that's not really fair. So,
by the way, as it sits, December 14th, there are already 8 matches for Wrestle Kingdom announced.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, bring it on.
And while we're talking about Wrestle Kingdom, we might as well get it out of the way. The $100,000+ question mark. Mercedes or Sasha Banks, whatever she's going to go by, is confirmed. And rumor has it she got a bigger paycheck than Jericho, and Jericho was getting $100 per appearance.
Yeah. Good for her. If she can get it, go get it. I mean, that's impressive.
But if you're going to pay that much, you're going to want to see her perform. You're not going to.
Oh no, you got to have
her in a promo. I'm going to do anything.
No, you have to have her in a match. So,
hey,
I'm just not that into her. Sorry, guys.
I know you're not.
I know you're not. What about her and Saraya over there? Her and Saraya in Japan?
I want to see them tag together.
I guess I don't know enough about the women's division in New Japan right now because I have not followed that much. I've followed just their mainstream stuff. So I don't know anybody over there. I'm sure they got some great female talent that could probably put on a match.
This is a stupid question. Do they have a women's division?
Yeah, they didn't.
Because there is one promotion over there that doesn't, and I get it confused.
Yeah. That or they just throw everything out to Stardom, don't they?
It seems like it.
All right, I'll have to do some homework.
I'm going to have to do homework before the predictions or I'm in trouble. Start 2023.
Yeah, me too.
Well, Paul, you've been in trouble with the non-AEW ones for the past year, so.
Hey, you know what? I'm just confused because there's like 4 dates around Wrestle Kingdom. I've got January 14th, the 4th, the 13th, and the 23rd. So I don't even know what day we're doing this on.
Well, don't they have Wrestle Kingdom 2-day event, and then the following day they have like a New Year's at that
dash or something like that.
Something fancy hall. I can't think of the name.
We'll figure it out next couple of weeks, but it's on the line, boys. It's on the line. So,
New Year's Dash. Yeah, you're right.
Paul, you got the read tonight. Let's get into Dynamite.
Yeah, let's do it. We kick it off with the 4th match in the best of 7 series, Death Triangle taking on the Elite. And, of course, this went exactly how I expected it to. Death Triangle picks up the victory. They now have the lead 3-1. And, of course, after the match, Omega gets on the microphone and he says, in the next match, they will make the hammer legal. He suggests they're all legal with a no DQ match. Thoughts on this match, boys?
I've enjoyed this series of matches so far. I like how every match has a different story. I like tonight's story. Nick Jackson, hurts his ankle. We're all like, okay, work, shoot. Then I'm starting to see on Twitter, oh, this is going to be like Paul Pierce. When Paul Pierce in the finals years ago for the Celtics went out on a wheelchair, comes back in, crowd goes nuts. Yes, Nick Jackson comes back in. He gets the hot tag. But in the end, we see Penta go for the hammer again, nails him in the ankle, even though Phoenix didn't like it. And that Triangle gets the win to go up 3-1. Like the NBA theme music that Tony got the rights to. I think that's pretty cool. It takes me back to the 90s, man, when the NBA was good.
But why do it on match 1 of the series? Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
I know TK's got throwaway money, but I don't know what he paid for it. I'd like it. I get it. But don't do it in the middle of the series.
I know.
And they already announced the other two stipulation matches if it goes on. So you just told it's going to go to 7.
Which we knew anyways with it. Just these teams in the forum. But, yeah, you say no DQ next week. Falls count anywhere for 6, and then the I'm just gonna say ladder match because I can't pronounce the Spanish version of it in match 7. But I enjoyed tonight's match. Thought it was a good job to kick off the show. I thought Omega looked really strong tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, it was out of the whole series. I think we got the shaft because I think the worst match was in Indy.
I agree.
90% of it out of the ring.
I agree. It was hard to see from our standpoint.
Well, not was hard to see, but those 6 guys thrive inside the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Their athleticism, we can do a tope cedar or planche or whatever. But to have them up on the ramp, have them out in the stands, it just doesn't fit those guys.
Yep.
So,
fair.
And I will admit my brain's a little slow sometimes. I thought of something tonight during the Death Triangle's entrance, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. As the trio of Death Triangle continues, and we start to see a possible, are they starting to fall apart? Look at how they're positioned. You've got Penta, who's the tweener of everybody, who's right in the middle. You got Phoenix, the face, who stands by the face tunnel, and you've got Pac, the heel, who stands by the heel tunnel. It describes the 3 of them perfectly.
That's really good attention to detail, Paul, because I've never realized that right now, and you're spot on. That's exactly where they're lined up.
And they didn't used to until you started to see that kind of separation with everybody and that tension building in the group.
That's a good observation. I like that. Yeah,
just my thoughts.
I hope, assuming they lose these titles to the Elite, I want to see these guys split off and go on their own for a little while with singles. I mean, you can always reunite them later, especially the Lucha Bros. But all 3 guys can hold their own in singles, so let them each have a run.
Yeah. Let's put the TNT Championship on Phoenix. It'd be fun to watch.
The out of what they announced, the one obviously we're all looking forward to me. And I think it could be an absolute stupid match to be the ladder match.
It's the one that makes Matt Jackson's wife nervous. At least it did back in 2019 when they did it at was that All Out? They did that in 2019 because they had the match at Double or Nothing, then they did a rematch at All Out.
Yeah,
before they were on TV. So
they had some stupid ladder matches. Stupid, with the Briscoes too.
Yep,
and SCU.
Yep.
So.
Oh man, there's a callback. Forgot about them.
Yeah, I think they had a 3-way ladder match, and it was at in New York,
Hammerstein Ballroom.
Hammerstein, yeah, and it was stupid. Same card. It was Bully Ray and Flip.
Oh God, yeah. That was
Flip.
That was a final battle, wasn't it?
That was that Super Show of New Japan and ROH, but by that time. Kenny, the Bucks, Cody were all
that AEW that was at MSG.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Remember Enzo, and Big Bill. Don't get me started on that. Remember they stormed and they didn't. They
That's right. That's right. You're right.
And Bully Ray was that. It got kind of shoot style there for a minute.
That's when they should have put the title on Marty that night. They didn't do it.
Yeah. Let's
wait. Did you just compliment Marty?
I did. I threw him a bone there.
Wow.
At that time, they should have gave him the belt. Yeah.
Other than the pure, and then to take it right away from him.
Right.
All right. Up next, MJF is shown backstage as he praises Ricky Stark's promo last week, but he was a star from night 1 and is batting 1,000. He questions how many at-bats Starks needed. He doesn't care about his sob story as he was born better than everyone. He wonders what will happen to the pebble when pressure is applied. Will it be a diamond or turn to dust?
I like the pebble reference again.
Yes. We can keep it going. I mean, Ricky the Pebble Starks.
Yep. No, good, typical good promo by MJF. Good heel promo, setting up the main event. So
short and sweet. I like that part of it.
No problem.
Sometimes MJF can ramble.
Yeah, you can.
So,
yeah. Sometimes a 2-minute promo turns into a 10-minute promo.
Yep.
Up next, we hear from the Acclaimed, we're supposed to hear from the Acclaimed as they make their way down. Max Caster's partway through his rap, and they get jumped by Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, Satnam Singh, and Sanjay Dutt.
Stuff sucks.
They take control of the situation. Jarrett then nails Caster with his guitar. Luckily, Caster did get busted open. So far, only Darby's been busted open by a guitar. At least that I saw.
This stuff sucks. I'm fine with Jeff Jarrett being in the company. I was fine with him and Lethal going to get Sting and Darby at Full Gear, but I really didn't think we'd get him on TV every week. And here he is. I think other guys could be on TV every week instead. And not even that. I mean, it was cool to see him in Indy when we saw him on Rampage, but out of all the tag teams, you got these two going for the titles? I don't know.
They need a buffer from FTR. Okay, the Bucks are occupied right now.
Yeah.
Lucha Bros are occupied right now.
Yeah.
There's really nobody else to that level. And don't say guys like Private Party, Top Flight. Those guys aren't there yet.
Well, they're faces too. I was gonna say. Yeah. I mean, I know it would be a strange call for a buffer, but Butcher and Blade.
I knew you were gonna say that. Good Lord.
I think they're underrated, man. I think they're underrated.
I think it would work, but I mean, they spend too much time on Dark. I think Max could have some killer raps towards them guys to make fun of them, but I'm okay with Jeff Jarrett and I'm okay with Lethal. Get rid of the other two jackalopes and I'm fine. I think they could have a decent program because Lethal and Jarrett can work.
That's true.
Jarrett can talk. Lethal, whatever. So, but get rid of the pencil and get rid of the 7-8 foot giant that looks like. Never mind.
Smartly played.
Hey, you know what? At least he didn't bring up the best friends or something like that.
True.
I mean, it'd be fun.
They're working with the Natural all of a sudden.
Just for one show.
How about Roosh and Preston Vance?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
But we'll see where it goes. I hope it doesn't last too long because I'm already kind of – I don't know. Tony said we're not going to get as much ROH on Dynamite, and here we are. It feels like an ROH act right there. But, even though Jarrett's not ROH, he's AEW, but
right.
Lethal and Dutt and Satnam.
Next.
Yep.
Up next, Tony Schiavone is backstage with the JAS. Jericho says the giant swing should be banned. He's going to take out his frustrations on a jobber in a tune-up match. Jericho then tells Daniel Garcia he should never have lost, but he just needs some advice and some mentorship at all times, and he tells him to shadow his elder, Sammy Guevara. He puts his arm around Garcia, which he is visibly not a fan of, while Guevara says this Friday night he's going to kick Jon Moxley's ass, just like Ty Mello is going to do to Ruby Soho tonight.
33 swings. Pretty incredible what Cesaro, or not Cesaro, Claudio, did the other nights. I hate this mentorship with Sammy so much, I kind of like it, if that makes sense. I hate it so much, I kind of like it because I'm so annoyed with Sammy in the heel. I kind of like it because it's going to make me even hate him even worse. So it's doing its job.
Sammy is so unlikable right now. You don't want him to be the biggest heel in the company because that overshadows your world champion.
Right. The
only difference is we like to boo our world champion, but we're excited to see him.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Where I'm not excited to see Sammy right now.
No.
Him and his wife are nails on a chalkboard for me.
And they know that.
Yeah.
But I will say, I think Sammy delivers in the ring every time, and I thought his wife had a heck of a match tonight. For her.
Okay.
Ruby carried her.
Yeah.
So,
She pre-sold a few too many spots for me, but we'll get to that match later on.
All right. So, but Sammy's gonna get smoked Friday night, and it's gonna be glorious.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what? And this is the mark coming out. I hope Moxley Crimson masks his little ass, and it's bad.
Yeah. Well, back to back Rampage, we got Mox and Takeshita. That was fun.
That was
a good match. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They got to announce at some point because he's back in the States for a while.
Yep.
Maybe till Wrestle Kingdom. I don't know.
Well, he's signed to All Elite now.
Is he completely signed?
Yep.
They announced it.
Yep.
And he's
they gave
young.
him a graphic. Yeah.
He's young too.
Well, and they got that Callis thing going on where Callis is watching.
Callis
so
comes out and watches him.
Something's going on there. So
building the Elite up, but it won't be the Elite. It'll be under a new name. And I mean, I'm okay if Don Callis leaves the Elite.
Yeah.
Don Callis and Omega aren't going to split though.
No.
I know. And neither's Michael Nakazawa. So,
Cutler.
You're stuck with those three together. And Cutler's always with the Bucks.
I can't wait till Cutler takes out Nakazawa just because he gets in the way ringside. It's going to be hilarious.
You're always in the way of the camera, damn it.
Can we just get him in a new outfit, please? He looks, I don't even know how to describe this. He looks like he should be on Desperate Housewives in that outfit he's wearing. As one of the housewives.
But he's playing a exec.
Yeah.
He's got the headset on and everything.
No, Cutler.
He's talking Cutler in his jumpsuit.
Yeah.
I don't even pay attention to him, to be honest.
It's been the same jumpsuit since the Elite formed, so.
Yeah.
And he busted his face.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, up next, Jungle Boy versus Brian Cage. This did not go how I figured it would, but Jungle Boy Jack Perry gets the win.
Yeah, I was going back and forth on this. I knew it was going to be a good match. I think Brian Cage is doing some of the best work of his career right now. And it's crazy. A year ago, he's sitting at home not being used. Then Tony out of the blue decides to extend his contract by a year or pick up his option year and start using him on ROH. Now he's a trios champion on ROH, and he's just looking better and better every week he's in a ring. And this was a fun match. I thought both guys did really well. And yeah, it's time to push Jack Perry even higher, even though I don't really like the next feud he's going to be in. But I like who came to his rescue, though.
And that's
seen him in a while.
No, I wonder if was banged up or something, because that pop Hook got tonight. Woo!
Yeah.
And he didn't, and I'm okay with this. He didn't have the FTW title.
Nope.
No.
I wish they'd just get rid of that stupid thing.
Yep.
But I didn't like where I was like, they're going to put Jack Perry against Big Bill. Big Bill.
Yeah.
Which,
Big Bill.
Why?
Big old Bill.
I had no problem with W. Morrissey. Big Bill.
Big old Bill.
Let's not even talk about it.
And Moriarty's got back to his natural hair now.
For a week.
Yeah.
Wait till next week. It'll be orange.
Stokely ran his mouth again.
How do you have a guy that was that flippin' popular in WWE under Big Cass and was over? Him and Enzo were.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Dudleys put him over for crying out loud.
Yeah, multiple times.
I get it. He leaves WWE and he goes by his name, Morrissey. And he does some big independent shows and then lands on Impact. Okay, we know who he is. We know him as Morrissey. This is dumb as freaking WWE taking Pete Dunne and calling him Butch.
Yep.
This is dumb. This is a Vince McMahon call. And it's a stupid, dumb. They call him Austin Theory. Just
Walter being called Gunther.
Yeah.
Gunther.
Which I've got used to that one, but still.
It's so dumb. Quit. We know who they are. We're not idiots.
Right.
Okay,
right.
Maybe a 7-8 year old kid that watches it. So stupid.
The name Big Bill just reminds me. I don't know if you guys watched Heels at all. The Stars series that CM Punk guest starred in last year. Stephen Amell.
Yeah, Stephen Amell's show.
It's pretty good. But but there's a character on there named Wild Bill. So every time I hear Big Bill, I just think of Wild Bill. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the name. Not a fan of the name at all.
Bill.
So, and he's with the worst manager in professional wrestling.
And Stokely had something to do with the name change.
Probably. Just to get under people's skin, and it's working. But I can get on board with Jack Perry and Hook little tag team, though. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was nice.
I would love to see Jim Cornette hit Stokely in the head with a racket. The one time I want to see Cornette.
It could be worse. They could somehow bring Russo in, and Russo could be with Stokely. And
I tell you what, right now, if Russo comes in with AEW at any point in time,
you're done.
I'm done watching. You can kick me off. I'm done.
I'm pretty sure you're safe there. I don't think Russo's ever going to be on AEW. But.
No,
I'll start a cooking channel Guy Fieri podcast before.
On this week's episode of Guy's Grocery Games. We saw 4 chefs take on each other. Okay. Anyway.
Next.
Next, we go backstage to the Blackpool Combat Club. As John Moxley says, they made a statement last week about what they can do. Claudio says in 2023, they're putting everyone on notice. As Wheeler Yuta says, you have to fight like you're already dead.
Yeah, this is fine.
I actually thought it was better than I expected.
Yeah, Yuta talks. I don't get too excited about it, but I actually liked it tonight.
Yeah, I have to side with Paul on this one. The big giant elephant in the room, and I guess we'll get to that towards the end. There was one guy missing. We're not talking about William Regal.
Mm-hmm.
So does he just quit the BCC because Regal's gone? I mean, I guess we'll find out more because obviously we're going to get a American Dragon versus MJF down the road. But I like Moxley's promo towards Hangman. You know where I'm at. I'm going to fight, yada, 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 which Hangman put a little cherry on the top, which we'll get to later. But, I thought the 3 of those guys did really well. I mean, 2 of them are holding belts. Moxley doesn't need to hold a belt to get over, so
no, he doesn't.
Yeah,
and that's the nice thing I like about this setup with the 3 of them is Moxley doesn't need a belt. The other 2 look good holding the belt, and they're not tag titles either, and that's the best part.
Yeah, I guess, and I know we're AEW, but it's hard to see where they go with Yuta now and ROH being the pure championship. Since we're not going to see a lot of ROH on Wednesday nights, what does he do with that pure championship? Who's in the wood, who's in the backlog, I guess, to go after that. And
Marty, I'll keep saying it till it happens.
You can keep wishing.
I know. Maybe one day. Maybe one day, 50 years from now, he'll show up as a coach somewhere and get it on TV for a second. And I'll be sitting there going, oh, there he is. I told Tanner it happened.
Well, if that day comes, I'll give you kudos. So.
When that day comes, I'll take my belt back. Anyway, up next, we've got the House of Black versus The Factory, the first of 2 jobber matches that we'll see tonight. And yes, I called it a jobber match because it's the freaking Factory.
I loved it. Thought it was awesome.
It was great.
Crowd loves House of Black. Love Julia Hart spitting the mist in Camarado's face. I love Malachi just sitting there.
That was the best part.
My buddy and Brody are just cleaning house. And then the bell rings and QT's ready to go. 1 kick, night. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. That's exactly how it should have gone.
The Cole kid, obviously they're high on him. But are they just content to bury him week by week by putting him with the Factory?
Well, they do the same thing to Lee Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
Which maybe I think they were higher on him at one point than they are now. But
I kind of like the Nick Camarado character now than we got, back versus Cody.
Yeah.
The arrogant with the
Razor Ramon.
He's in a little better shape too. I mean, he's always been like a big dude, but he's actually more like leaner now. I mean, if you watch BTE on Monday, he was the one who could pick up that huge weight.
Oh, yeah. I know.
So I mean, I kind of like him better. I think QT's he's not a bad heel.
No, he knows what he's doing.
So
and he's a better in-ring performer than people want to give him credit for too. It's just
but he's a heel and he's a jobber.
Yep, pretty much.
Up next, we get a video package for Hikaru Shida and Jamie Hayter discussing their title match next week. Renee's then shown with Britt Baker and Rebel, and the smile Britt had on her face looked really awkward. She just didn't look right with that.
Well, and I think she did something different with her hair. Something right away.
Something was off.
She looks different this week.
Yeah.
So
maybe she's got some messed up teeth. Maybe she should find a dentist.
Yeah, if she only knew one.
Uh-huh.
School will only get you so far.
That's why Rebel still hangs out with her. So if she needs any more dental work,
school of dentistry.
Anyway,
you're welcome, Tanner.
Yeah, Britt's going on and on about how she's gonna, how she is not gonna beat Hayter. Sky Blue then appears and says Baker is good at talking, but she wants to see if she can wrestle as well. Challenges her to a match Friday, and Baker accepts.
I get Tony's trying to put bigger names on Rampage, but I'm like, really?
Sky Blue?
Sky Blue, is she in the double-digit win category yet?
Doubtful. I'll go look it up. I'll go look it up.
I know she's in the double-digit losing category.
She's probably closer to triple digits. Not as close as Serpentico, but hey, you know. First wrestler in AEW to get triple digits.
Hey, while we're talking about the women's division, and Tanner's looking that up, there is an IWGP Women's Championship, and somebody that we have heard in the past is the champion now, and that's Kairi. We know her as Kairi Sane. She is the IWGP Women's Championship, and she's taking on, and help me with this, okay? Tam Nakano. That's first night of Wrestle Kingdom. So Kairi Sane.
You did good.
Am I close?
I have no clue, so I'm just saying you did good. I'm giving you props.
I appreciate the compliment. So yeah, New Japan does have a women's division.
Yeah, and I think
didn't Kairi Sane, wasn't she the one that had concussion issues in WWE, and she went back and they fought her release for a long time? Am I wrong on that?
I think so.
You think I'm wrong or I think I'm right?
I think you're right.
Okay. And they finally granted her release because she went back and wanted to work for Stardom.
Yeah.
And they fought, and then finally her contract obviously expired.
Yeah, and she chose not to re-up.
Right. It doesn't look like Sky Blue's an official member of the roster because she's not on the roster page.
Really?
It does at least have double-digit victory.
She's not on there, but Paige Van Zant's 1-0 on the roster page.
Oh, good.
Well, leave it to Paige Van Zant.
There are some unbelievable women's records on there. What would you guys guess is Jamie Hayter's record overall? Career record in AEW.
God, she's been there for at least 2 years, hasn't she?
Yep.
Dark Elevation, Rampage. She's 69-12.
Paul?
I'll go with 70-11.
She's 20-20.
Oh.
I couldn't believe she has 20 L's and she's the women's champ.
Wow.
I mean, then you got talents that are barely ever on AEW, on Dynamite, I should say, like Abaddon's 39-3.
Yeah, she's out with an injury though.
Yeah, I mean, you got poked in the eye. You see your eyes? They're all red.
Yes.
Britt's got 29 losses. 52-29.
Really?
How many wins?
52. But Nyla's got the most wins, 84-34.
Against
there's some interesting records. Yeah.
She has signed some type of an agreement with AEW, but not an official contract.
No.
And this is from Fightful back in September. She had nearly 50 AEW matches in September.
50?
50 for Sky Blue.
She lost 49 of them.
Yeah, your guy Snake Man there, Paul Serpentico. He's 13 and 101 in his career, 1 and 44 in 2022.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's interesting to look at these records. I know they don't really mean much, but it's interesting.
Not anymore.
They did it at one point.
They did at one point, and then
Yep.
a guy left the company. She is Sky Blue. I typed in Sky Blue AEW record on Google just so we're aware. And according to this, she is 19 and 41.
Okay, so she is double digits.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a lot of matches if you think about it for somebody who hasn't officially signed.
Yeah. A lot of dark and elevation matches.
60 matches. Wow. Wait, that means she's got more matches under her belt than the current champion. If Jamie's 20 and 20.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Back to Dynamite tonight. The match of the night, and I think we can all three agree on this. The Ocho Chris Jericho versus the Ocho Chris Jericho. I mean, Action Andrade.
No, not Andrade.
Andretti.
Ready.
Yeah.
This guy should have been on the pre-show in Indianapolis. His last name's Andretti, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, his name was the Ocho Chris Jericho. Did you not see his nameplate?
Oh, I did.
Little production issue there.
Yeah. And then they still showed the wrong one after the match. But Action picks up the victory over Chris Jericho in probably the biggest upset of the year.
Not the year of the company, and I would say maybe the last decade of professional wrestling. I mean, this is Chris Jericho, who's just the ROH champion. He's an 8-time champion. He's a Hall of Famer. He's having one of his best years of his career. We're thinking squash match, and then it goes into commercial break. So I'm like, all right. I start thinking Alan Angels versus Kenny Omega back in the Daily's Place era. That's what I'm thinking right away. They had like a 15-minute match. Twitter exploded that Kenny didn't squash him, but then it led to good things down the road for Alan. So I'm thinking, okay, that's what's going to happen here. Jericho's still going to end up hitting the Judas effect, eventually getting the win. And then when he rolls it up for the win, I set up. I'm like, did I just see that right? Like, holy crap. But
yeah,
I thought right away, I was like, Chris and in AEW obviously sees something in the guy to put him over, and he is now all elite. He has signed with AEW. So
very quickly. I personally feel like this is the way to write Jericho off of TV for a while, so he can go do his stuff, take some time off, and recoup, tour, record a new album, whatever he's got to do. We get him fed up enough. He lost the title, tapped out to a move that nobody's ever tapped out to in the history of professional wrestling. Then he loses to at the time, jobber. He'll get another loss or two under his belt, and I'm done. I'm out. The Jericho Appreciation Society can go screw themselves. I'm done with AEW. We write him off. He did.
I don't
something.
think he takes time off.
Yeah, I was just looking. I know he was just overseas with Fozzy, but I don't know how much touring they have left. But I'm gonna look.
I think we do kind of see though a story of maybe Jericho starts getting some L's, think he might be losing that. Maybe it shatters the JAS up a little bit. I'm really interested to see where this goes.
Maybe he blames the JAS for his losses.
Because he kind of dropped 2 weeks in a row. He's kind of dropped at hints of maybe a Ricky Starks feud coming up.
So if you, man, he's already done the where they opened up for Buck Cherry over in Australia, New Zealand. He's back from that, which was only back as December 4th. He's off the road music-wise until the Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea, February 2nd through the 6th, which, if we go back in history, he co-promoted a show with ROH back in the day.
And they had a Dynamite on there on 2020.
And they had a live Dynamite. Then he takes time. He doesn't go back on the road till late March. So
Right.
in fact,
After Revolution.
He's actually in Indiana, March 24th. But anyways.
Yeah, we should go.
It's in Hobart.
Yeah, I'll pass. I didn't go when they were in Fort Wayne last year. So
I tried. I couldn't get tickets.
Back to what I was thinking. I think we see him, and I think we see another match under the ROH banner. I can almost see him doing kind of a skid here.
Yeah. Is he losing it? Is he? Yeah.
He's losing it, and you get Claudio to here at the end of this winter, first of spring. Finally, he can't win. He gets his rematch. Obviously, Claudio wins, and then he goes on his tour and he takes some time off, and for the 47th time, he rebrands himself and comes back in the summertime.
Yeah.
What's the pay-per-view over Memorial Day?
Double or Nothing.
There you go. He takes time off. We see him back in Double or Nothing.
Yeah. I could see that. Taking a break between Revolution and Double or Nothing. I could see that.
And I see him going on a skid. Can't beat the jobbers. The only thing that I thought would be great was for him to go back over to Japan for Wrestle Kingdom, but we're going to have enough AEW power over there that we don't have to worry about that. So, yeah, you're going to see him on a skid, lose to Claudio, go perform some music, and then we'll see him come spring.
Brian Alvarez, since you brought up Wrestle Kingdom and AEW talent, Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer Live speculates that there's been a trade between New Japan and AEW talents for shows, and we'll see some New Japan talent on the first Dynamite of the year in Seattle.
All right, I'm all for that.
If we got some AEW talent going over there, I could see some New Japan appearances here in the next couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. I know we're getting tight on time.
Yep.
I mean, they've already announced a bunch of AEW talent. I could think Mox going back over there, but
Alvarez predicted that Tanahashi, Naito, and other missing New Japan stars on the Wrestle Kingdom card will be on the January 4th Dynamite show in Seattle. Could be the perfect trade-in as AEW is sending Omega and FTR to work at the Dome.
Well, yeah.
We'll see.
All right. Next, Ricky Starks is shown backstage hyping up tonight's main event, saying when he broke his neck, he was afraid he wasn't going to be able to continue to wrestle anymore, and he made sure that he was going to be here tonight. He has ground, and last week's star-making performance is what he has been doing in his sleep for years.
Ricky Starks' star power has never been higher in AEW than it is right now. So
exactly.
Keep pushing him.
Yep.
I'll make a prediction. I'm going to save, of course, on the last episode here, 2 weeks from now, we'll look back, Paul, at your and I's predictions for the title holders for 2022 and see how bad we botched it. And we'll all make our predictions for 2023. But I'll save my predictions. I'm gonna watch carefully what I say here. I think Ricky Starks gets another title shot in 2023. At least. World title shot at some point.
I go with that.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Yeah. Next, FTR is then shown in a backstage vignette talking directly to Colton and Austin Gunn. They have nothing they want, so if building their legacy goes through them, then so be it. It's nice to see the Briscoes on TV, even though it was from Final Battle. I
agree. It's still better than nothing in that highlight package. I like how Dax called them. He brought up and said, not your gimmick names, your real names. Love that. Love that they don't shy away from that. I'm fine with finally getting this match. We've seen it built long enough. Let's get it and get it over with.
Yeah. And I've been saving it as you guys were talking. This little package kind of makes me feel like maybe that ROH deal is coming really close, and TK is able to go, look, you see what they did here. They followed the rules. They listened to what we told them. Let me at least showcase the match, see what you think. And so we got to see that tonight.
Yep. Like I said, I still don't think he puts the titles on them unless he's pretty confident that something's going to get done where they can be viewed more.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, they kind of got a halfway deal. You know, they're bringing the streaming process back.
Right. Honor Club.
The Honor Club, which includes the whole library.
Which is awesome. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch the price on that.
$9.99 a month, I think.
I think so.
And you remember what other streaming device came out for $9?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have it on Peacock for free, so I'm not complaining.
Yep. Peacock sucks, though. That's the worst navigating freaking streaming site.
It does.
Freezes up all the time. It's awful.
Yeah, it's awful.
I don't pay for it, so I don't complain.
That's fair.
Yeah. But, yeah, back to – quit going down the rabbit hole, Paul. Who does that on the show?
It's not your gimmick.
I know, right? I'm trying to steal everybody else's gimmick tonight.
Besides the streaming, there's got to be some type of platform he's got in the works for first of the year. So I don't know under the Warner Brothers umbrella what other television stations they have. But
I know that they got they got True TV. And I could put on Discovery. Not TNT, not TBS. Now I could put on HBO Max. I know that was a rumor for a while. I don't see that happening. I don't know.
TK's a nut job. He's got something up his sleeve.
Yep.
He always has something up his sleeve.
Well, and he was smiling in the post show scrum too when talking about getting New Japan over to kind of partner with ROH. So he's got something planned.
Absolutely. Next, we see Jericho throwing a temper tantrum backstage over his defeat. Don't blame the guy.
He was swinging chair shots like Hogan in WCW 2000.
Ooh.
I mean, you remember that chair shot I'm talking about? It's all over Twitter all the time where somebody's hanging out and he literally hits the guy like that.
It's Big Show. Well, Paul Wright.
He was in WWF at the time.
Yeah.
No.
No. When he first came over, the Giant was still in WCW.
No, they had the monster truck match.
I'm talking that was back in like '96, but I'm talking about WCW 2000. 2000. Hogan threw a chair shot and somebody handed out the ring. It was the weakest chair shot I've ever seen.
I swear it was the Giant. I'm going to Uncle Google for this one.
Yeah, it was in 2000. It was when Hogan. It was the New Blood against the Millionaire Club, whatever they call it, Millionaire Club or whatever the hell they called themselves. It was awful, but that's when he threw that chair shot. That was terrible. But anyways, I'm going down a rabbit hole now. What the hell is going on?
Well, the violent chair shot was to Conan.
Was that the one where Hogan's dressed in like black with it looks like a biker jacket? That's the one I'm thinking of. It was like 99 or 2000. I think it was 2000. It was an awful chair. I mean, it was the weakest chair shot I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. You okay. So that was to Conan.
Okay.
He's got the biker jacket, but there's one where he worked with the Giant, and it was just as bad.
Okay. Fair enough. Oh, WCW. Gotta love it.
Look, if you want to take a chair shot, I know somebody who can give you one.
Oh, I'll pass.
And he'll
I want CTE. I'll pass.
Anyway.
Speaking of WCW real quick, in AEW, Shivani on What Happens When today told Conrad he is cutting the mullet off soon.
Oh,
I know.
That'd be like him out there without diamond earrings.
Conrad said that he looks like Cash's dad with the mullet.
Okay. I just sent you the Hogan chair shot in WCW to the Giant, and it is awful. the tagline the way I say you were next level. chair shots were the next level.
Oh, that is awful. That second one's even worse.
Yeah.
That was pre NWO.
Yeah, that was like 96, I think. Yeah.
And the one that you're talking about was to Conan, and it was just that.
Yeah. Oh, don't give Terry a steel chair.
No. All right. Dynamite.
Yes.
Don't give
Ruby
Terry
Soho.
a fight. I heard that's a bad idea for Bubba. Sorry, that was bad.
Oh. Ruby Soho, Ty Mello. Ruby picks up the victory. After the match, Anna JAS comes in and attacks Soho from behind. She drives Soho on her face, putting pressure on the broken nose again.
I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was one of Tay's better matches. I mean, I knew Ruby was going to win, but I thought she held her own. I was fine with this match.
Yeah, I like Ruby a lot. I was with Paul. You talked about it earlier. She pre-sold some stuff a little too early. Right off the bat, those suplexes where she put her hand behind her head, that was a little much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Before she even fully locked in her hands back here, I'm like, you can't do that.
You know what? She hasn't worked a lot, though. I'll give her a little bit of a break. She hasn't worked a lot. Man, I like the Ruby character. I like the runaway gimmick. I mean, I don't know. I like Ruby a lot. As long as they continue to use her in the correct way, she can do really well.
Yep, I agree.
Man, I kind of want a Ruby Soraya match. I mean, once Soraya gets some of that ring rust off, I think they could. And I'm trying to think. They never worked in a ring together, but wasn't Soraya part of the original Riot Squad? Wasn't she the
She was the manager, yes.
Of the Riot Squad. So there's some history there.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and Mandy Rose is going to be available. Maybe she might end up back with WWE.
He might have got a raise today if you think about it, boys.
She's making more money, they said, off her content than she was on the roster, and she's making main roster money. So kudos to her. Kudos to her.
Mm-hmm. By the way,
hold on, rabbit hole.
Yep, gotta say it.
How can a company that has been known for the last 25 years to promote
sex,
women's sexuality, I'm trying to be PC here, Tanner. Even promote them to do Playboy,
right?
Okay, there's a couple: Sable, China,
Tori Wilson.
Playboy.
Not that I know. I mean, you know,
Maurice.
Maurice did Playboy.
Yeah.
Maria Kanellis.
Yep. I was trying to think of her name there.
So, anyways, they promote this, and then they're going to go ahead and release her on the terms. And here's what it comes down to: it has nothing to do with her content. It has zero. It has 147% because they did not make a penny off her content.
Yep. Because Athena even said she was told in October 2021 that she needed to be more sexual when she was with WWE, and she said that's why she fits the AEW mold better. She just wants to wrestle. She doesn't care about that stuff.
Yeah. And I actually saw something today. So let's think about it. It's a company that you fail multiple drug tests. We're going to send you to rehab and pay for it, and then write you off of TV after you've already failed multiple drug tests before this. You get DUIs. What?
Right. Matthew Riddle.
Yes.
Bro.
I mean, it's 420, bro. Seriously, how do you not know he's
I've never been
fail?
a Riddle fan. I'm sorry.
Neither have I.
Hold on. His name's Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle, whatever.
Another name change that I was not a fan of. Sorry.
Yeah. You get multiple DUIs here. We're going to hand you multiple tag team championships. You push a woman out of the company for not being sexual enough. But hey, you know what? Your video's leaked. You're gone.
But like Austin says, because they can't make money off of it.
You know what?
I know.
Paige, a.k.a. Soraya, had videos leaked. She never got fired.
Her, Brad Maddox, and Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
And
dumbass, Alberto Del Rio,
Del Rio,
Patron,
yeah.
whatever. The
El
loser.
Patron.
Yeah, that guy's an idiot.
That's the reason FTR doesn't drink Patron is because of his ass.
And let's not forget, X-Pac in China.
We are going down some big time rabbit holes tonight, boys.
It's wrestling, though. I mean, it's gonna happen.
It is. Yeah.
It is. But what I was going to say,
300 days through a year with each other. So,
yeah, what I was going to say earlier, Shep, is you said she hasn't wrestled much. Ty is 65-1-14 is her AEW record. 65 wins, 14 losses, and 1 draw.
We have not seen her on television.
Okay. All right.
She did have that awesome match, her and Anna Jay versus the Bunny and
Penelope,
which was that bloody match on Rampage last year. That was a good one. But besides that, I can't really recall too many of her matches. She's got a couple title shots on the paper, or one title shot on pay-per-view against Britt. But yeah. But no, not a lot of Dynamite.
Yeah.
Next.
Speaking of Dynamite, Hangman Adam Page is backstage and says he doesn't know when he is cleared. He recalls being in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. Couldn't remember his own son's name for over an hour. He says that is hell. And if Moxley wants to fight this Friday and tempt him back to hell, he's going to kick his ass for it.
Yeah, really powerful stuff. I mean, he had tears in his eyes. He
Uno
knows
in
how
the
to bring
background
emotion.
even selling.
He knows how to bring emotion on the promos and really good stuff. And that, you can see why he's a fan favorite with AEW.
Absolutely.
The guy makes you care.
If any part of tonight's show could have had the hand of Paul Heyman, it was this promo.
Yeah, It was good stuff.
Paul Heyman is the mastermind, the king, the god of bringing real life emotion into professional wrestling.
Yep.
And we got a little bit of that tonight.
Yeah, it was
Absolutely.
good stuff.
Kudos for Tony Khan, which I'm guessing gave the green light / freedom to Hangman to say, hey, go with it, man.
Yeah.
Whether or not, I know Hangman had a concussion. We all know that.
Yeah.
Whether or not the name of your son is real, but I mean, we know the kid's young. He's a couple years old. So it brings the realism into that, especially with anybody with a child.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. You guys. Yeah. So
yeah, we felt it.
I'll take my time. He even struggled with the delivery. That's what I liked about it. Like, you could tell he was struggling to get it out, and that just made it even more real. It was really good stuff. He was one when he came in the company. I thought he was weak on the mic, but he's really improved his mic skills, his promo skills.
He's the one who didn't get offered EVP either.
True.
Anyway,
maybe that's a good thing.
Yes, I agree. I think he's perfect where he's at. Let him just be a wrestler.
Yep.
It's main event time, boys. Or as Mark Henry would say, enough talk. It's time for the main event.
He gets paid a lot to say that.
Yeah, I know.
This was a fun match. I really enjoyed it. The crowd loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew who was going to win, especially with the...
Yeah.
Which I'm with you, Paul, in our text message earlier this week. I wish they would have split this up where he could have the shot at the diamond ring down the line. Tonight was the title, but no, they put it all together. So you knew MJF was coming out victorious. And Ricky took the pinfall, which Shep didn't think he could take, but it wasn't clean. So the way they did it was good.
Yeah, I said, hey, look, they're gonna go with MJF here, but it's not gonna be clean.
Yeah.
You kind of thought Ethan Page was gonna get involved.
Yeah, no Ethan tonight.
But we got a distracted referee with a Lobo. Yeah, I'll take that. So.
Yep. As MJF gets to the top of the ramp, he is met by Bryan Danielson coming out of the heel tunnel.
Like he always does.
Yeah, he chases down MJF, who escapes through the fans. And can we talk about how MJF blew the
the
guardrail. He didn't get enough vertical. His vertical was a little off there.
But it was just great to just watch that thing just fly open. Those things are hard to put together, so to see it pop open like that, man, it was great.
Let's rewind. Mox always comes in from that side of the ring, and he just slides it open. I don't think those damn things are connected.
They're supposed to be.
I know they're supposed to be, but there's a 6'7", 320-pound security guard sitting at the corner. Not a lot of idiots are going to try to blow those open and make a hightail to the ring. So,
except in Indiana. And then they just go up to the front where they're told to get away from it like
that guy was
7, 8, 9.
I wish that guy would have tried to rush the ring.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been hilarious to see. I don't think he would have made it over the railing. He would have just face planted.
He had more cocktails than me.
His were a little bigger than yours too.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to be on the best behavior. Anyways.
Yeah.
But like you said, the visual of it was $1 million.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he had the panic look like he's right on my heels, and he bust through that, and he got up the stairs, and he realized that Danielson, stopped.
Didn't follow him. Which Danielson had to stop a little earlier than he wanted to because he was going to catch him. Because he botched it.
He had to slow down a little bit coming down the ramp.
Yeah. So, I like this feud going forward. It'll be fun to see Danielson try to go after a title. And I think that's our Revolution feud, but that's on March 5th. That's a little ways away.
Well, remember, MJF said he's not going to defend it regularly.
True.
And you're going to have to pay to see him do it.
Which is good.
Yep, you're going to have to pay him on pay-per-view. Tonight was a little bit different because it is a promoted Dynamite. Yep. But I bet you for the next couple weeks, we just get promos, if anything, from MJF.
Did you guys see the Today Show did an article on him this week?
I did not.
The freaking Today Show. I mean, when he's getting on that, that's pretty good pub for AEW.
Yeah.
Well, his last interview on Barstool was not with Walker. It was with
Pardon My Take.
Yeah, and I love Barstool to death, but those two guys are not my favorite. But they're one of the top 5 podcasts in the United States. So the exposure he got from being with him instead of Brandon Walker was great. And me personally, I'd rather listen to Brandon Walker than
me too.
PFT, but
me too. But if he can get on that platform, go for it. Because like I said, more eyeballs, more ears. Yep. So good stuff.
Yep.
Good stuff. One of my takeaways from Dynamite real quick before the star rating is Rick Knox had a birthday and it looks like nobody got him pants that fit. So that was disappointing.
That's so stupid. The guy's 130 pounds, soaking wet. Get him some freaking pants that were size 30 waist, a normal size belt, and life will be fine.
Yeah, I can tell him where to get them.
It's his character now.
The dude's wearing pants that could almost fit me, and he's a size 30. Like, come on, dog.
This is exactly why I brought it up. I was ready for Shep to just go.
Yeah, like I can do it with, hey, you won't get in the spray tan like MJF does. I get that. That's fine. Whatever. Right. But AEW probably pays for his clothes, let alone pays him good enough. Go buy a couple pairs of pants that fit your Skeletor butt and that still pisses me off from Indiana or Indianapolis. That's the first thing I noticed. That should not be the first thing I notice when a guy comes into the ring.
Yeah.
It's what he did on the Indies. If you go back to watch BTE when they were on the Indies, it's what the moment they offered him a contract, he was wearing the exact same outfit he wears every Wednesday night. And yes, it's been cleaned up and everything, but I think it's just his gimmick now to just have the baggier pants.
Well, gimmick.
You know, the other guy that has been a lot on television late is AR Fox. His pants freaking 17 sizes too big.
Yep.
All right.
Too much money buying theme songs right now.
A lot of money.
Yeah. Knox is getting his own soon. Just wait for it. It's going to be "Do Your Pants Hang Low?"
That's pretty good.
God, if he starts coming out to that theme song, I might be a Knox fan. That would just take a lot of cojones, and I could get on board with that.
Yeah. Anyway, or you could come out to Apple Bottom Jeans. There you go, Shep.
Your radio personality's coming out. So
yeah,
radio knowledge here.
Before I slip into that, let's talk ratings for tonight, boys.
I'll go first because usually I'm the negative guy. I thought tonight's show was better than we've had in the past. I'm in the 7.4 range.
All right, Tanner.
I really enjoyed tonight's show. I thought it was really good. I have little to complain about. 8.3.
All right, I'm going 7.9.
Right.
So I don't have too much to complain about, but I didn't want to break the 8s this week.
They usually deliver when these winter is coming shows. 2020 we got Sting's debut.
Yeah, the only thing.
Yeah, and yes. Kenny's heel turn and the whole Impact thing that never really transpired. And then last year I got to think about this.
No.
Well, yeah, Danielson and Hangman. Or was it Kenny and Hangman? No, it was Danielson and Hangman put on like a 60-minute match last year. Winter's coming, I believe. So yeah.
I think this is the first Winter's Coming that we didn't get a debut.
Well, we kind of did with a new talent.
Well, okay. All right.
Action
debuted tonight. Yeah.
Andretti showed up tonight.
All right. Shep, you went first, so let's go first again. Your wrestler of the night.
My wrestler of the night. Whew, man, I could go so many different ways with this.
I already know Tanner's. That's why he's got to wait.
Yeah, let's let Tanner wait a little bit.
Hey, I heard that.
That's all right. I'll put an explicit on it.
I try to do a little different than the mainstream. Wrestler of the night, I'm going Action Andretti today. I really am.
You have to.
Everybody is. I think AEW is going with him tonight.
Well, here's my reasoning. Okay, not just because he's a nobody, a jobber, whatever, and goes over one of the greatest wrestlers that y'all, me included, will ever see in our lifetime.
He's no Dan, though.
He's no. Oh man, Dan was a badass.
SRS did or somebody at Fightful did an interview with Dan. Dan the Dad. Yes, the notes were out today, so I'm gonna go find it and listen to it. Dan the Dad.
Sweet.
Back to Andretti. He's smaller, but he's got a good build. He looks the part. He moves like the part. But could you imagine going into this they've never worked together, obviously. Him and Jericho never worked together. They've probably met earlier this afternoon for the first time. And he knew when they first sat down and met with whoever, let's just say Jericho and TK, and all of a sudden they tell him he's going over, and he's got 4 or 5 hours to sit on that, knowing how the hell is this going to work? To still go out and perform the way he did, yeah, good for him.
Yeah,
and obviously Jericho, the pro, top shelf pro. But yeah, the way that transpired, and he got the crowd, and I know he got the crowd behind him because of being a jobber, right? Just like we were talking about Dan in Indianapolis. But I mean, he got the crowd going, had a false finish, and they're like, "Holy cow, this guy can work!" Got the crowd going, and you notice
out of the code breaker.
You may notice the Lambo leap he did in the crowd.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I wanted to go with Ruby because I thought Ruby was better than Ty. I know you guys like Ty, And then I really, really enjoyed Ricky tonight. But yeah, I'm going with Marco Andretti. I'm just calling him Marco. Action Andretti. Cheers to you.
I thought the crowd was on fire tonight. I didn't mention that yet during the pod, and I like when they're doing the on the turnbuckle punches and everything. The 1, 2, 3. When they got the 8, they're doing Ocho.
Ocho.
That's pretty good. That's gonna catch on. That's pretty good. So once again, damn Jericho, getting stuff going with the crowd. So,
Yep. Tanner.
Oh, you're letting me go now. You're letting me go now. Thanks, Paul.
I had a little bit of a long-winded description. Sorry.
No, that's who I was going to go with, but I knew Shep was probably going to take him. Go with Jack Perry.
All right.
Good win over Brian Cage. I thought it was a really good match. Like I said, I think Cage is doing some of the best work he's ever done in his career right now. And Jack Perry, man, they're giving him some good wins lately. So keep pushing him. Once again, I'm not too thrilled if they're going to go with a Big Bill feud, but got to do something why Christian's on the mend. So
Big Bill.
Stop it, Paul.
All right, I'm going to Ruby Soho tonight. It's good to see her back on TV. She's a Hoosier, and she delivered again, and she carried that match again.
And she got a heck of a pop in Indianapolis when she returned.
Yes, she did.
I'm still trying to figure out where she came from. Like, seriously,
she came
looked away for 2 seconds, and she was there.
She came from hard camera right behind the bell.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she wouldn't like how Moxley came to our hard right over our back shoulder. You would think she would come hard left, but she actually came camera hard right. I think I'm right.
I think you're right, yeah.
Back behind where the timekeeper and the bell guys are, and she came up that way.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. Had a couple cocktails in.
Yeah. I don't know. I just looked down to grab my phone when her music hit, and she was behind her. I went, oh, hey, well, that was quick. So, all right, boys, any final thoughts before we wrap up tonight's episode? Shep, no more rabbit holes.
I had a really good one. And I think this could stem into some great conversation. And I know we 99.9% focus on AEW, but how about Vince McMahon saying, I'm coming back. I'm making a comeback. Hold on. Everybody, including the board of directors, said, all right, you come back. We're gone.
Yeah.
Like the whole company says, we're gone.
The guy is such an egotistical ass. He thinks he can do whatever he wants. He's untouchable. He literally thinks these allegations are just going to blow over. The timing of it was unbelievable with the Vice thing yesterday. And
the Vice thing dropped the ball.
That's what I heard. I heard it wasn't very good.
No,
I heard it was like they took bits of the dark side and just tied them together. And on top of that, another lady came forward with some allegations.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. More allegations dropped within hours of him saying, these aren't going away. I'm coming back.
Not the best part, because, for some people, it's not the best part. He came out and said, I'm going to make a comeback, and the stock dropped 12%, I think, yesterday.
Yeah.
Because of his oh, man. It's awesome.
He, and I know we talk AEW because that's what we prefer, AEW over WWE, but WWE's got substantially better since Vince has been out of the picture. That would be the worst thing that company's ever done if they brought him back.
Yeah.
Many different reasons, but even just their product on TV.
And I know we talked about it.
WCW.
Jesus. Triple H letting his guys work overseas.
Yeah.
We saw Carl Anderson retain the never openweight championship? Am I saying that right? Never openweight championship? Yeah.
I believe so.
He retained Wednesday night. Well, Tuesday night for us, Wednesday for them. Sorry. And he has a date set for Wrestle Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So Triple H is okay with letting him work. And then they also made a comment that Doc Gallows will be over in Japan for Wrestle Kingdom too. So for him to be open-minded, to let these guys work in other promotions, especially bigger shows, they're just going to get more exposure for his shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's happened yet. Shinsuke Nakamura is working a match over in Japan.
Early January, I believe. Yeah, with Muda.
Early January. With Muda. So,
yeah.
I mean, congrats. I know we don't give a lot of kudos to the Stanford Big E.
Mm-hmm.
But kudos for Trips to be open-minded and say, hey, I can make a little money on this. Because this is what it all comes down to, guys. It all comes down to the dollar. So Triple H sees it, let him go.
Yep.
Let him run with it. Now, your boy comes back there, Tanner. That ain't gonna happen. He'll put a stop to that stuff faster than fast.
Wait, which boy are we talking about here?
Your boy Vince.
Oh,
If
God.
Vince comes back,
Jesus. I thought you were talking about Cody Rhodes for a second. I'm like, wait a second, what are you talking about?
No. Your boy Vince comes back into the picture.
Yeah, my boy, yeah.
Trumps everybody. You were just the.
That's okay.
Part.
That's all right.
You're the person I looked at there. If he comes back, you think he's going to let Carl go over there and defend that belt?
Hell no.
Nope.
No chance in hell. He's got no chance.
He'll overnight that belt back to Japan faster than Paul can drink a Mountain Dew.
Nobody. I can't do a good Vince impression. I was gonna try. That was gonna be bad. I can try it. I can try it.
I don't know.
Hour and a half, and I haven't even drank 16 ounces yet. Jeez, calm down, Chad. You're on drink number 3.
Well, I'm on my second cup, but that's beside the point.
Exactly. Anyway, yeah, we could talk Vince for hours, but
we're podcast on its own.
Yeah, a 3-hour podcast on its own. We could go the whole length of Raw.
Good old Vince and Candy.
Yeah,
Raw's too long.
Yeah. If they cut that to 2 hours,
it'd be better.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
that's one thing I still enjoy about Dynamite is it's 2 hours.
Yep.
And I know they pack a bunch of stuff in there.
Yep.
But keeps you on your edge.
That was still one of WCW's biggest mistakes, extending Nitro from 2 hour to 3 hour. I know why they did it, but stupid.
Yeah. Bischoff can be a jackalope.
That's a whole nother podcast I could do.
Yeah. So let's real quick before we go. Wrestle Kingdom, January 4th. Let's go down the matches that have been confirmed.
Okay.
Jay White and Okada, IWGP World Heavyweight Title. Okay. Will Ospreay, Omega.
Yeah, that's money right there.
United States title.
That's worth the buy right there.
Kyrie and Tam Nakawa. I think I said it different earlier. IWGP Women's Championship. The NJPW World Television Championship inaugural tournament. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ren Narita, which Narita has faced Moxley back in 2001 on AEW.
Yep.
Then we got 4-way match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Your champion is I'm awful.
I'm glad you're doing this because I'm following along on the Wikipedia page and I'm going, man, I'm not even going to attempt it.
So you got Tajiri Ishimori versus El Desperado versus Hiromu Takahashi versus Master Wato.
Where's Excalibur when we need him?
The one time I would like the guy, okay? The one time. Tag match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. Catch 22, which is TJP, which we know him as.
Oh, God.
What was his name?
Perkins.
DJ Perkins. But what was he in WWE?
TJ Perkins.
Yeah.
Was he in? He was TJP in Impact then, right?
Yeah, TJP in Impact.
Okay, so it's TJP and Francisco Akari. They're the champions versus Chaos, which is
Yo
and Leo Rush.
Oh, thank God. I thought you meant a Chaos Project. I'm like, what are they doing on Wrestle
No.
Kingdom, for God's sake?
No, Chaos.
All right.
Then we got the tag team match for the IWGP Tag Team Champions. We got FTR, Harwood and Wheeler versus, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
Bishamon,
which is Hiroki Goto and Yorishi Hashi.
They were talking some trash on Twitter today.
Is it Yorishi or is it Yoshi?
Exactly.
I'm looking for the R here. I don't see the R.
It's silent.
Tomato.
And then
the semi-easy one to pronounce.
Yeah, I got this one. Singles match for the Never Openweight Championship. We got Carl Anderson versus Tama Tonga.
Bullet Club for life.
So Tama Tonga part of
was Bullet Club, not anymore, right?
Right.
Didn't they kind of have a split? Yeah.
They had a split, which Tama's dad, which is weird, which I kind of looked this up earlier. His adopted dad / real life uncle is Haku. So comes from a pretty good bloodline there.
Mm-hmm.
And looking back, Tama was trained by the Dudleys. And the last person he was trained by was Carl Anderson.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So there's some history between those guys.
And I'd love if it's not going to happen, but I'd love if they let AJ and Finn go Wrestle Kingdom. It's not going to happen this year, but that'd be great. That'd be a good callback.
No.
Maybe in the future.
The only problem is if you let Finn go over there, he's going to have to go back as Prince
Devin. Yeah.
Prince Devin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
true. I don't know.
But,
I still miss those Bullet Club days, though. New Japan, ROH Bullet Club.
But
yes.
If you go back 3 years ago, 4 years, is it 4 years? Probably 4 years ago. Let's go back 4 years ago. You never would think in your mind of a cross promotion. We thought it was so huge that Jericho was going over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he made his first. But it was just Jericho and then there was a handful of ROH talent that would go over to Wrestle Kingdom. Like I remember watching Cheeseburger in that they have a battle royal at the start of the first day. And you had a bunch of ROH talent that went over there. Jeff Cobb was over there, which he actually made a name for himself and worked a lot over there now. But which was cool to see those guys. But now you're talking, you got mainstream television guys going over there with AEW, and it's awesome. So obviously, and then one guy from WWE right now. So
which that was the part of the agreement of him going back to WWE was still being able to work Wrestle Kingdom. So.
Which is crazy because before, if you would negotiate with old Mr. Vincent Kennedy, that would be a hard no, and all of a sudden Trips has this open mind, which you got to give him. I know I've said this 3 times. You got to give him credit. Like, yeah.
Well, he knows his best for business, and he saw his father-in-law screw up in that aspect, so he's not making a mistake. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Looking forward to defending the title, Wrestle Kingdom. I
can't wait till the title's sitting right there after Wrestle.
No. Paul, what are you patting yourself on the shoulder for?
Yeah,
because that's where it's going to be. It's going to be right here.
I'll save you the time and get you a bronze medal.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. I see how this is going to be. Hey, you know what? With that being said,
Matches your
it would. Yeah, my brownish green eyes. Yeah, thanks, Shep. With that being said, we're gonna wrap this show up, and I'm gonna tell you to be sure to follow the Kicking Out Podcast on all social media at Kicking Out Pod. Be sure while you're checking out our social media to check out our merchandise store. We've got our own link now. It's kickingoutshop.com. And right now, you can use code HOLIDAYS for 25% off your order as I get blocked out here.
Hey, the podcast got really good looking all of a sudden.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yeah. That guy in the middle there looks great. Thanks. Anyway.
Starring end of 22.
Yes. So be sure to stop by kickingOutShop.com. Use code HOLIDAYS to get some great looking merch. Support a great podcast. Look great doing so. And be sure to listen to the Kicking Out Podcast wherever it is you listen to your podcast. And if it happens to be Apple Podcast, give us that 5-star rating because we are the 5-star KOP. Be sure to follow Austin Shepard on all social media at the Shep27. Be sure to follow myself at Paul Zartman 921. And you know what? With that being said, join us again next week. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Follow the champ. Follow the champ.
No, nobody wants to follow the champ. Nobody cares about you. Join us again next week as we kick out another podcast. Follow Tanner Lee at Tanner Lee 92. There. You happy? We'll see you again next week.